If someone were listening to you right now who has just lost their spouse and the father or the mother of their children experienced exactly what you've experienced, what would be 3 things that you would tell them?
I can remember actually a widow friend of mine who lost her husband a couple of years before I did, and I went to see her. We went for a walk, and the first thing she said to me was, looked me straight in the eye. First thing out of her mouth was, "Your kids are going to be okay.
Mm.
Your kids are going to be okay." And I looked back at her and I was like, okay, you know, and I believe that. The first thing I would say is, your kids are going to be okay. The second thing I would say is, this is your journey and this is your grief, and there is no one else's that is going to be similar. So you play by your own rules. And while so many people want to come in and help and give their advice and fix the situation, there is no fixing. And while it's appreciated, that help, you have to follow your gut and do what's right for you and your children. And in that process, there's no timeline to anything. You know, it's really however you follow yourself, and you just have to make your own rules and do what's right for you and your kids.
In the same way that you moved when everyone said you shouldn't. Like that ended up being the
well,
keys
it was more
to...
like, yeah, exactly. It was more like, well, don't make any decisions. Don't make any decisions. Don't make any decisions. Wait a year, wait a year. Well, I couldn't wait a year. It was so uncomfortable for me to be in the situation. Not that it was bad. Because it wasn't. We had an amazing life. We had amazing friends. We had amazing community. We had family, you know, but for me in that moment and for the rest of my life, I knew where I ultimately wanted to be. Going back to the 3 things. So it's like, your kids are going to be okay. You are on your own timeline. Be patient with yourself. Give yourself grace. And also, I think, just know, like, you can do hard things. Probably you can do hard things harder than you ever imagined. And you're going to get through it. I wrote a note to my kids before school started. I don't know what it was. I was like, I'm just going to throw a quote up. And I looked online for a good quote for kids. And it was a Winnie the Pooh quote that was, you're braver than you believe, stronger than you think, or stronger than you imagine, and smarter than you think. And I noticed it yesterday when I was kind of thinking through my thoughts for this. And I was like, that's it. Like, you are all of those things. You're smarter, you're stronger, and you're braver.
I know, but yes. And I believe in all that. And I think that, in order to find out, you know that there's going to be some real, growing is really painful, that in order to find out just how brave and strong and smart you are, something is going to really have to push you to the limits. And that's, who wants to think about that? And it's like, well, that's great. I'm glad I'll be really strong and brave someday. Could I not?
Right.
Could I skip that part?
Well,
I'm fine with my current level of bravery, intelligence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't want to grow.
No growth. I'm super fine being stunted.